Okay, so I haven't done a whole lot of dedicated reviews for books on this channel. It takes something very special to get me to do that, but I think this might be the start of like a series of dedicated reviews for books because I just finished The Eye of the World by Robert Jordan, and I need to talk about it. I'm going to keep it pretty brief just because I don't want this video to be a million years long when everyone and their mother has already shared tons of thoughts about this book and this series. But there's just a couple things that I wanted to mention about this book before I jump into the next one. So also I'm doing this a little bit off the cuff, so if my thoughts are scrambled, I apologize, but I really want to jump into the second book, so I need to get the thoughts out about this one before I jump into that one. So this book is amazing, first of all. My husband and I watched the Wheel of Time TV show on, was it on Amazon Prime? I think. So I just sat down to edit this video, and I just want to apologize for the sheer amount of times that I say TV show. This was really not supposed to be a book versus TV show video, but somehow it ended up being that. Going forward, they won't be because, first of all, there are no more series of it out. I mean, seasons of it out. But again, that's not what it's supposed to be. I think that's just how it turned out. So I apologize. I was annoyed by the amount of times I said it. So I really, really sincerely apologize if you are also annoyed by the amount of times I say it. When it came out, and at the time, I really enjoyed it. I thought it was really good. He was kind of like, yeah, it's good. But his thoughts became clear yesterday when I told him that I finished this book, and he was like, and told him that, like, I told him that I loved it, and he was very like, yeah, much better than the TV show, huh? And I was like, I thought you liked the TV show. And he was like, ugh. I love how this book is slower than the TV show was. With the show, they kind of just rushed from one thing to another, and I know they're trying to appeal to a wider audience, like people that didn't necessarily read the book and want to see every single second of the book put into a show. Now that I've read the book and I see how, like, it's not a slow book necessarily, but it's much better paced, and you spend enough time on each thing that you're just, that you can really, like, enjoy what's happening. Whereas the TV show, you would be like, ooh, this scene's really cool, and then they would be on to the next one already. And I also, now that I've read the book, don't like how they jumped around so much in the TV show. Like, things that weren't in this book, they included in the first season of the TV show, and things that were in this book that I really enjoyed, they completely cut out of the TV show. The magic system was like the very first thing that I noticed that I enjoyed more in the book. I can't pull out any quotes right now because I didn't think about this video before I turned on the camera. So in the show, it's very like over the top. And again, I know they have to be more dramatic for, you know, a TV show than it is in a book. But like the magic here was so understated. Like at one point, the first time I think Rand sees Moraine use her magic, he's just kind of like, oh, I couldn't even tell if she was doing anything. I didn't know if anything was happening. And in the show, it was just all very, like, bright and flashy and whatever. I really enjoyed the understated magic. How, like, they were doing magic, but it wasn't flashy and over the top and, like, oh, stuff started flying around in the air and all this. I enjoyed that. Which might be kind of a weird thing to enjoy, but it just kind of added to the more casual, like, flow and pace of the story, I guess. I don't know, maybe I'm just a slow person. Like, I just prefer things to take place, like, to happen slower and less flashy, but I really enjoyed that in the book. And yeah, it just got better from there. I really enjoyed my time reading this book. I enjoyed living with the characters. The whole thing with the wolves, this book is, what, 32 years old? I'm sure anybody that wants to know anything about this book already does, but that being said, I'm still not going to go into, like, spoiler detail type stuff. But the whole part with the wolves, I enjoyed that here. They completely cut that out of the TV show. They barely touched on it. And I'm sure, well, I'm not sure. This is the only book I've read, but they might go back to it in later seasons. Clearly, they've been kind of skipping around and stuff, but I really enjoyed it in here. It wasn't in the TV show. Another point for the book. So, my favorite character, I feel, as is probably true with a lot of bookish people, my favorite character is Loyal. That is one thing that my husband said about the TV show, is he doesn't think they did a very good job with the character design for Loyal, and I kind of agree. Even though I watched the TV show first, I had a very different picture of Loyal in my mind as I was reading the book, or listening, as I was listening to the book, than I did when I watched the TV show. I really enjoyed that even though our main characters, or like most of our main group of characters, came from the same place, they all had very distinct personalities. I enjoyed that. Matt seemed a little less dumb in the book, or a little less evil, I guess. I don't know. I got more of like, when I watched the TV show, I got a definite vibe of like, okay, this guy, he's gonna turn. Whereas in the book, again, I've only read the first book, I don't know, but it's a lot less foreboding. There was less foreshadowing. For all I know, he could turn completely throughout the series into some complete evil villain. But in the first book, it was very, like, there wasn't any super dark foreshadowing that I could tell. Whereas in the TV show, I was like, yeah, this kid's evil. So again, I don't know. Maybe I'm just thinking that way because I saw the TV show. But in this, it seemed almost more like just a series of unfortunate events with Matt that led to the bad things happening to him. But I don't know. I like his character. This book is over 650 pages, and again, I listened to it on audio, but it didn't feel too long. It didn't feel slow. It didn't feel dragged out. It didn't feel like they shoved too much information in one book. I loved it. I think it's the perfect length. And like I said, I'm excited to read the rest of them. So it's a good thing that it's a 14-book series, because I really want to be in this world a lot longer. So it's good that I can be. So I'm sitting down, I'm making this video, I'm talking about my feelings on this book. I don't feel like I have any big over the top or like inventive or new ideas about this book, but I just really liked it. So I just wanted to talk about it for a little while, I guess. I don't know. I guess this isn't really a review. I guess if you want a flat out review, this book is 5 stars. You should definitely read it if you like epic fantasy, if you like adventure stories, if you like traveling stories, if you like a bunch of kids getting into all kinds of mishaps and whatever. You should definitely read this book. But I mean, I guess I just wanted to talk about it because I enjoyed the TV show. But that being said, like, the book is still better. Like, usually you read a book and then you see the TV show or the movie and you're like, oh, the book was better. But this time I saw the TV show first and then I read the book and I still say the book is better. So I just wanted to share some of my thoughts. I don't know if this was necessarily very coherent, but I wanted to talk about this book for a few minutes because I loved it and I wanted to give it its fair review or its fair share of attention before I move on and 14 books start kind of meshing together from this series as I read through. So that's it for today. I don't know if this video helped you or taught you anything or gave you any brand new pieces of information about this series. It's been around forever and everyone has already talked about it. But yeah, I just wanted to share my thoughts. I hope you enjoyed. If you love this series, if you hate this series, let me know in the comments if you want to, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.